Hey, okay, so today we are painting a Mardi Gras. Let's flip back just a little bit. Mardi Gras cupcake. And how fun is that? All right, so we voted. So we released Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day designs this week for our Template to Wednesday. If you don't know what Template to Wednesday is, it is a sale on our templates and JPEGs. Every week, all designs go buy one, get one free. And this week we released, I think it was like, there were 9 designs. I think there were 9 designs. And so there were like 5 Mardi Gras, 4 Valentine's, or vice versa, right? Hey, Sheila. So we released Mardi Gras and Valentine's. We took a vote on Mardi Gras or Valentine's, and I believe Mardi Gras. I think Mardi Gras was the winner. By the time that I took the vote, started counting, Mardi Gras was the winner. And I was feeling something sweet. So we're going to be painting this really cute Mardi Gras cupcake. It's going to be super simple. If you like painting, this one's going to, it's not a lot of colors. If you're new to painting, it's not really hard. But it does incorporate splatter paint. So let's get to painting. So let's go ahead and start base coating while we chit chat. I'm going to paint 2. If y'all don't mind. Do you mind? I hope you don't mind, because I really do want to paint 2. I want to be able to give one away to a good friend. So I wanted to paint one for me because where's my white paint? It's really hard for me to just say goodbye to something. To say goodbye to yesterday. That was a really bad Boyz II Men impersonation. Real bad. Super bad. So we're just going to take a base coat brush. How are y'all doing? It's Thursday afternoon. Now, normally I paint on Thursday afternoons. I haven't. This is the first one all year. And that sounds really bad, but let's remember, we're only in our 4th week of the year, right? It feels like day 327 of January, but it's really what? February 1st? Double the painting with you? Never mind that. It's always a good thing, right? Well, technically, we didn't paint Tuesday. We didn't paint Tuesday. We did a Mystery Monday. So on Mondays, we do Mystery Mondays. Unless I announce, and then usually if I'm going to announce not going live, it's going to be through my stories. So y'all keep up with the stories. Like if you want to know if I'm about to go live or if I'm canceling live, or if there's a change in the normal schedule, I'm normally going to post that in the stories. So you're going to want to click on the stories, and that's just a little bubble that has my face in it. It's like a little bubble. It's like this. And I'll let you know what's going on behind the scenes. You get a lot of behind the scenes there, but you also get updates on what's going on as far as the schedule. And talking about the schedule, we do have something really fun coming up. We have our spring virtual paint party. That's always free. You do not have to pay anything to get in. You don't even have to get into a little pesky private Facebook group and go through all that jazz. It is literally show up and hang out and learn something new. It comes with a free template so that you can cut your own out, or if you would prefer have the wooden blank like this, the wooden blank sent to you, it will come with a link to where you can purchase a wooden blank for it in any size that you want. You can either paint it the same size as I paint it, which here today we're painting a 10-inch if you're wondering. And if you put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments, after my live, I will come back and I will link anything that we talk about. It'll be like a buffet of links. It will have the link to where you can find this design. It'll also have a link to where you can find the wooden blank. And it will have the complete color list, all the paints that I used today. And you won't have to sit with a pen and paper to remember what did she use when she painted that. All you have to do is come back to your comment, and for every person that comments that, I will give you your own buffet of links. What am I looking for? White paint. I'm looking for white paint. So we're just doing a quick base coat of white paint. We are using, I have about 6 colors pulled. I don't know if we're going to use all 6. I don't know, but I do have a light and a dark of each color, or really a medium and a dark of each color, because our medium can always be our light shade. All we got to do is ghost it out, right? And all ghosting out is we're adding white to a straight from the bottle paint color to lighten it. Let's see. All right, so I'm not going to put this in water. I'm going to tell you why, because I'm probably going to come back and do a second coat. I'm just going to lay it on top of my water cup, my cute little glittery water cup that I get comments on all the time. We're just going to lay it there and not let it get saturated with water, because I'm not sure if I'm going to need, hey, Sandy, I'm not sure if I'm going to need a second coat. Why is this like struggle bussin'? Is it not all the way plugged in? Oh, no. It's just quiet. I forget how quiet this thing is. I thought it was like not wanting to work for me. That's how my day's been going. How has your day been going? And if you're catching the live, say, hey, I see y'all here. But if you're catching the replay, put #replay to let me know that you came to hang out with us after hours. I was like, you never know. You might spark up a whole conversation after the live's over. I love those little jars. Aren't they the best? Now, for Christmas, I did get the Ryobi. Y'all know I'm a Ryobi fanatic, right? And we will be using a Ryobi tool today. I did get the Ryobi heat tool. Let's try this one too. Remember, we're making 2 of them because I want to be able to give one to my friend. Well, I want to give it to her. She's pretty much requested that I make her something for Mardi Gras. She goes, I don't have anything fun for Mardi Gras for my porch leaner. I was like, well, that's cool because I'm making something for me. And if I make one, I might as well make 2 because you're not getting mine. Does anybody else struggle with that? Like when you paint something, especially if it's like, you start the project intending on it being a gift and knowing that it's going to leave your possession. But by the time you've put work into it, you're like, oh, I hate to give this away. I hate to give it away. So anytime I make her something, I for sure make myself one as well, because it never fails. There's only been one time she has ever asked me, it's my friend Lauren. Anytime she has ever asked me to make her something, and it is the most atrocious thing. She loved it. It is exactly what she asked for. It was the funkiest pumpkin. It makes me cringe thinking about it. I did it. It's what she wanted. She paid for it. She put in an order for it, and I was like, this is the ugliest thing. You seriously want me to paint this for you? She goes, absolutely. By the time she wanted a door hanger and an attachment to be identical to each other, so I had to paint that thing twice. That is the only time I've ever painted something, and I was like, thank God I don't have to make another one. I mean, it's somebody's taste. It wasn't mine. It's apparently hers. And I told her all her taste is in her mouth. It was atrocious. And she knows I feel that way. And there's been a situation where she no longer is in possession of that. And she's like, it's taken everything in me not to ask you to make me another one. I was like, you're tough cookies. You're going to have to find someone else to make you that. I will make you anything you want. Please, dear God, don't ask me to make that thing again. I can't even describe it. Like, it was a multicolor stripe, but not stripe. Like, it was very abstract. It wasn't even the shape of a pumpkin, and she kept calling this thing a pumpkin. I was like, that's not even a pumpkin. That's literally like a 2-year-old scribble that someone decided to call it a pumpkin. Like, it has absolutely no recognizable shape, but she kept calling it a pumpkin. And so I'm like, I'll make it for you, but please, dear God, don't tell people I made this thing. She loved it. It was one of her favorite things I ever made her. So glad it brought her joy. All right, I am putting a second coat on this, only because I feel like it's just gonna even out these brush strokes. Now, some people use a thicker white. This is a thicker white than I'm used to using. Y'all know me, I am not partial to a white. DecoArt makes an amazing white. But I'm not partial to a white. I'm just going through my stash. I literally have more white than I will ever be able to use. So this is what I'm using today. And I'm not going to lie. This is kind of thick. It's almost as thick as some chalk paints that I've used. It's like it's a chalk paint without being chalky. Let's see how it dries though. It does dry very streaky. It has good coverage, but brush stroke streaky. So, but I feel like we can work around that. Let's see. Sandy says, I got the Ryobi fan glue gun and for Christmas. What are you going to make? We want to know. Okay, so we're going to use the glue gun. Okay, it's my favorite glue gun. And I'm thinking you're talking about this fan. I have this fan too. It's my favorite thing. It's honestly, I use it all the time. It sits on my craft table over here in my dining room. And when it gets too hot, for some reason, this part of the house, the circulation it's just weird. So sometimes it'll just all of a sudden get real hot, and sometimes it'll just be freezing cold. And so I have a space heater, little mini personal space heater, and I have that Ryobi fan, and they're all battery operated. I love them. Can't speak more highly of the Ryobi brand, especially for us crafters, right? They're very affordable, and the batteries have not changed in years. Like, they have upgraded the battery quality, but the batteries are backwards compatible to years worth of tools, right? So let's see. I have found that I want the majority. Yes, I'm telling you. It's a crafter struggle. It really is a huge struggle for a crafter. Hey, Carlene. Happy Mardi Gras. Y'all, isn't it weird that Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day pretty much fall back to back? It's really hard for me to decide, like, do I want to go all red, white, and black over here, or do I want to go all purple, green, and gold? It's real hard. There was a year where I painted a heart, where it kind of felt like this in the past, where I painted a heart, but I painted it Mardi Gras style, so it was kind of a Valentine's meet Mardi Gras edition. Okay, out of all the glue, Ryobi has 2 or 3 glue guns, okay? Out of all of them, that's my favorite one. And I got to play with the bigger one that you can change the tips on. And it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, it was nice, but it was heavy. I like this one because the actual, like, this is what we're all used to when it comes to our actual old school corded glue tools, right? Well, I'm not trying to sit here and hold this massive thing, because the battery does get heavy, right? I'm not trying to sit here and hold that battery up as long as I need to use that tool. So I've opted for the lighter version use-wise. And I use the same batteries. Hey, Miss Pam. Miss Pam, I have one piece of Christmas decor that I have noticed is still hanging in my house. And it is your set of spoons that I got from you. And I don't know if they're going to be put up. I think they're just going to hang with me right here on my little rack that I have hanging on the wall over there. I think they're just going to stay there. They bring me joy every time I look over and see my little gingerbread man and my Santa Claus. Let's see. It's an amazing glue tool. I'm not going to lie. It's one of my favorite things that I've bought from Ryobi. I have, if you look down here, I know you can't see it, but like down here I have my impact drill. I have my driver. I have, let's see, this is festive green. Yeah, we're going to use festive green. So we've got festive green. I also have my sander. I have all the saws. I have a miter saw, a circular saw. Let's see what else. Let's see. I'm going to grab just a flat brush, nothing fancy. We are going to put it in water. When I use my water, when I set up my water for painting, I always start with clean water when I'm painting a new project. But I always put a little bit of, okay, that color and that color is a little bit off. We're going to put a little white. We're going to ghost it out a little bit. So I have my festive green, a little bit of white. Get that little dried up paint out of here. But I always put a little bit of brush cleaner. And my favorite one, I'm really not partial to any one brush cleaner, but I will say my favorite one that I like, and it's really, I mean, the smell is what that wins its first place, right? Is Speedball's pink soap. There's a couple of other brush cleaners that I use as well. I get them all from the craft store. I'm not picky or choosy. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. We're gonna go bigger brush though. Bigger brush for a bigger surface. This is a, okay, so let me make sure I'm, okay, I'm staying within the line. Sometimes that white paint will play tricks on you. And it's still playing tricks on me. I can go even lower. The only thing that I want to be very careful of is whenever I'm coming to this point right here, that point right there. Marie, where have you been? I mean, I guess you could say the same about me too. Where have I been? But no, I was looking for you in the comments on Tuesday. I was like, surely Marie will come hang out with me. But I bet you had a class to teach on Tuesday. Okay, so this little medallion right here, I'm just going to go ahead and paint that green. I'm going to paint this whole top section green. I'm not going to get to fussy painting this thing, okay? I'm going to just slap on a base coat. Y'all, I do not try to color these in, okay? Color blocking has its advantages, but I like to paint a little faster, and this is one of the ways that I'm able to paint a little faster. I don't sit and color block every individual element for each as their own section, right? All this up here is getting green. It's all getting a green base coat. It's all going to be okay. We're going to be able to cover all that up. It's going to be fine. There's only a couple of exceptions to that rule, and as far as we're painting here, no big deal. No big deal. I'm just going to base coat the second one. I'm not going to completely paint the second one. I'm just going to get it base coated because I want the, if I ghost out any colors like I did with this green, I want them to be as close as possible. I want them to be as close as possible as I can. Almost like twins, but it's okay if they're not. It's just a little bit of my ADHD getting the better of me. Here we go. Here we go. I made just enough of this green. Let's see. I was teaching in Chattanooga. I didn't get home until late. Ooh. You know, I will say sometimes when I'm driving far distances, I like to listen to audiobooks. I like to, you know, listen to music. But every once in a while, I'll put someone's live on and I'll listen to it like a podcast. I don't technically get to watch it because I'm driving, right? But I will like just have it playing. And because I'm in my car, it's playing through my car speakers. All right, so this is the mask. It doesn't have to be perfect coverage. I'm just trying to get this entirely painted. Okay, there we go. These are going to need second coats. Don't stress. Okay. So let's mix another layer of that. But I do like to put lives on, so I'll listen to a live, but I won't get to respond because I'm driving. And then there's so many like little tidbits that I'm like, ooh, I have something. I have something to add to the content, but I can't. And it gets so frustrating. It gets so frustrating because I'm like, oh, I just want to talk to my friends. There's so many times where I'm just tempted to pull over, but I know that I really need to get home too. It's the struggle. It's a struggle. Let's see. All right. So we just mixed up a second coat, but all we're doing is getting full coverage. We do not have full coverage with this coat here, okay? When trying to achieve full coverage, all you do is completely dry and reapply, okay? So we're going to completely dry and reapply. If we don't completely dry this layer, then all we're going to do when we reapply our second coat is we're going to pull this layer up. We're going to make streaks, and we're never going to get full coverage, and it's just going to cause heartache, and we're going to get mad at ourselves. So let's avoid all that, and let's just do it right the first time and just completely dry, reapply. Hey, Regina. Look, it's Karen from West Virginia. Well, you haven't seen me in a while because I've been hiding my mug. Okay, I've been keeping parents alive the last year. Christmas Eve, not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before, we all know that my dad had brain surgery, and we were about to lose him. And about Easter, we finally got him stable. So from Christmas to Easter, we were saving my dad. And then once he was kind of on the mend and his, healing from his brain surgery, starting to get some mobility back, he was completely bedbound. So Easter was in April. June, my mom decides to have a massive heart attack and went home, recovered from the heart attack, had a stent put in, went home, and I can't remember how much time passed, but by July 1st, she was in the hospital and did not leave the hospital until September, until August, late August, when we took her down to New Orleans for emergency heart surgery by the only doctor in town the only doctor in Louisiana that would operate on her. She had an aneurysm and a hole in her heart. And it was to the point that no doctor in town would touch her. And so, by the grace of God, we came across Dr. Perino. And Dr. Perino was able, and she's been fine ever since. I mean, we've had a couple of hiccups where she's been back in the ER. But that's just because none of us were prepared to with the knowledge of heart patients. Heart patients aren't allowed to have ibuprofen anymore. And so Mom was popping ibuprofen because she was fresh out of heart surgery. She was, by the time she got home, she was popping ibuprofen like they were M&Ms. And it, her kidneys went kaput. And she went into kidney failure. But now we know that. So when you know better, you do better, right? Mom's doing better. We thought we were completely out of the woods of all the surprises that life could throw us, especially when it comes to my parents. And then here comes New Year's, and precious, precious people decided they were going to steal my mother's car. And thankfully, she has an amazing friend who's a sheriff in town, and she was able to locate where the car was when the police were not able to. And so we were able to get the car back, but the car was completely destroyed on the inside. They completely busted the steering column out. Everything that should be in your steering column, behind your steering wheel, in your dash, was in your lap. Where you put your key in to turn, gone. All right. They started the car with a phone charger. Talent? I would say so. Very talented people, right? I've got better things to do in my life than go stealing cars with phone chargers. But I will give credit where credit's due. That's talented. But we, right after we got the insurance all squared away on that, we had the ice store. It's just been one snowball, for lack of better words, after another, thrown directly in my face. But I feel like I'm finally able to breathe and plan and see the forest through all the trees. I can sit and enjoy. I don't feel like I have anybody to take care of right now. I feel like I can breathe, honestly. And so now that I can be more consistent with, getting my life back together, because I feel like I was putting my life on the back burner for good reason, right? Good reason, but I'm finally glad that I can start being a little bit more present. Let's see, my mom and I were having carpool karaoke while Becca and my grandma played in the back. I have had you live in my car plenty of times, and if you had known, you would have probably been like, been driving. So I would have been like, now half the time when I know you're in your car, I know whenever you're typing, I know it's Becca typing, and Becca Boo is the best sidekick, live sidekick, like the person that hangs out with you and is your voice while you're driving. Yeah, all those things, right? Let's see, my parents are almost 91. Wow. Yeah, my mom's 61. with the body of a 91 years old. So I kind of feel your pain on that. And we've been doing the same prayers for your dad. My dad, oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, so today we were able to get the tow truck because again, we can't start the car because there's no. Yeah, you don't have one of those. So we were able to get a tow truck out to pick up the car, take it to the dealership to have it repaired. So thankfully, it's going to be repaired within a week, and I can at least take Mom's chauffeur off my to-do list. I've been her little chauffeur. Thankfully, she hasn't been too terribly needy with that. She's been really good about that. But we were able to get that taken care of. So that's a big step towards, a little bit more independence with them. But my dad was being nosy. He heard all the racket that the wrecker was making, and he came out in his robe, come out without his walker, y'all. My dad does not. He has been bedridden for years, and since his brain surgery, he's been back to a walker. And we kind of just accepted that he's always going to need assistance walking. There's only so much that he can regain back, but he's always going to need assistance walking. My dad's I guess he's 61 right now too. They're the same age right now. For about 6 months of the year, my mom's older than my dad, and my dad does not let her forget that. But his personality is back, and he's a busybody, and he is a nosy neighbor. And he heard all the racket, and so here he comes without his walker and without a cane. He comes hobbling out of the house. What's all this racket you're making in my yard? I said, I didn't know that either. I'm so glad. She's like, oh, she's fine now. Like, I don't even think I was able. The only people that truly knew what were going on were my paint studio fam. Like, I kept them, on the up and up because it's just, we were very time sensitive on everything in the paint studio, and I wanted to, I even had to paint from the hotel room because we lived in a hotel in New Orleans for, I think, 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks. And of course, I paint twice in the paint studio. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to paint this month. And I hated disappointing. So my friend Sheila, was it Sheila? No, it was Sherry. My friend Sherry brought, and her precious husband brought me a whole painting kit. Like, they went to Hobby Lobby and got me all the things from the supply list, because I always provide a supply list in the paint studio. But they brought me the everything on the supply list. They got me brushes. They got me a tablecloth so that I could paint in the hotel room without messing up the hotel furniture. That's a little wet. We're going to set this one off to the side. It may be as far as it can go. I got a little thick on that paint. But we're going to splatter paint. So y'all, prepare yourselves. If you love anything, if anything on your craft table is near and dear to your heart, move it. Move it out of the way, because this is going to get messy. But yeah, they were godsends. And we were able to stay on track with the paint studio. And it was just so fun to be creative on how am I going to get, like, okay, so how we're painting right now, where it's a bird's eye view here and my face. I don't think I had it set up to where you could see my face. I think it was just bird's eye view, but I didn't have any of my setup to hold my phone so that I could go live. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then she brought me painter's tape, y'all. All I'm doing is watering down purple paint. Okay, this is lavender. Again, if you put the word Mardi Gras in the comments, I will come back after I'm done painting live and I will drop the complete paint list in the comments for you. But I'm just watering down this purple paint. All right. I want it to be not soupy, but not thick. You want it to have a flow to it. They also make something called flow medium or a flow agent. You don't need that. Just use water. I usually use another brush, but your finger works just as well too. So we're just going to splatter that. And I'm going to splatter this one as well. Let it go, Elsa. Let it go. All right, I need to pick up a little bit more watery paint. Make sure you move it all around. All right. You don't want to do too much because we're going to do yellow too. But yeah, no, it was a whole ordeal. I'm so glad that we're past it. And Mom's doing great. Mom's doing great. Everybody's great. Everybody's great. Praise Jesus. Everybody's great. Now if we could just get back to our regular scheduled program. I feel like we were on a commercial break for months. But it's okay. That's what builds character, right? The joy of being the oldest daughter. The joy. I kept telling my friends, I was like, this is first daughter problems. Like this, you know, like first world problems. This is so first daughter problems. Woo! Paint just went this way. Paint is going everywhere. I have screen protectors on my iPad. This yellow is wanting to go everywhere. Let's see if I can. Hey, girly. There we go. Raylan just came. There we go. Now, on screen, you're not going to be able to see the glorious splatter paint. And for all its beauty and grace that's going into this. But just know, it's absolute perfection. It's exactly what I was hoping it to be. Yes, ma'am?
Hi. I just have to say hi.
You just want to say hi? You can say hi.
Yeah. I can barely see that.
I know you can. Raylan Marie, go on with your bad self.
I'm not bad.
You're not bad. That's just a saying. It's just a saying. Just a figure of speech. Let's see. It's so frustrating when you work so hard for your things and others. I'm telling you, it was all like, and Mom almost had that car paid off. It was 3 months from being paid off.
I'm not going to taste that.
Did you want to smell it? Mm-hmm. It's just my coffee. Yeah. Gotta run. We'll catch her. Bye, Miss Pam. Work keeps interrupting me with me. Oh, with my time, with my air. Oh, I love how I'm your Erica.
How can you hear them?
I'm reading right there. See right there? Let's see. You wanted to see your paint studio and your paint studio. Wait, okay. You wanted to see your paint studio fam, and your paint studio fam set you up. They did. They showed up and showed out. I mean, when I say that we're family in the studio, we are family and we look out for our own. I'm telling you, there is no better community than the paint studio fam. Like, they absolutely are the best. Oh, you needed it. Well, I mean, I wanted you to. I was just as bummed not hanging out as y'all were. Yeah, y'all don't forget to put the words Mardi Gras in the comments. And anything that we talk about, it could be anything from the Ryobi glue gun that we're going to use later on in the project. I'll send you a link. I get no pennies, no dollars, nothing from linking all this to you. If it lands on my website, obviously, you know, I will send you the link for this design. I will also provide you with the color list of all the paints that we used today. Why were you living in a hotel? Because my mom had to have that surgery. Yes, ma'am. Can I have?
It's on your iPad.
It's fine. It's fine. My iPad's washable. It has a screen protector.
Really?
Because my mom, so I'm from North Louisiana, and the only doctor that would help my mom was in South Louisiana, in New Orleans.
Ah.
And
More purple.
yes, baby, more purple. And the recovery time, like she couldn't just have the surgery and be sent home. So she had to have the surgery, and then there was a whole. It took a week to get her prepared for surgery. And then it took 2 weeks to recover before they would release her to go home. Did I get a new puppy? Oh, did I get a new puppy? They think you're a puppy. What are you?
A person.
I guess you're a person.
This.
Are you a Dalmatian?
Well, yeah.
Why are you a Dalmatian? You want to tell Miss Regina why you're a Dalmatian?
Because tomorrow it's actually it's Dalmatian Day.
Why is it Dalmatian Day?
I have no idea.
You do have an idea. We just talked about it.
Oh yeah, because it's the
101 day of school.
But
Yes, ma'am.
today was.
If you move my chair, me and you are not going to be friends for a hot minute, okay? Mama's hand has a hard time being not shaky. And this is I want a crisp line, and I got it. Yeah.
You're trying to make that.
Yeah. Why are you hating?
I'm not.
You better go find something else to drink. That haterade is not doing you good. All right, baby.
I have to never watch it Dalmatians.
I know she's never seen. I haven't. Why did it switch? Sorry, y'all. Good thing we're doing two. Mr. Gina says that's so exciting. Let's see, 101 days of school. That's exciting. It is. She's never seen 101 Dalmatians, and I feel like I failed her as a parent because I am a true Disney parent. Like old school Disney, not new school Disney. I am an old school, like all animated, all the things Disney. And I feel like if you shake my chair one more time, child.
I'm sorry.
You better check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself. All right. Here we go. I don't think we're going to have to do 2 coats. We will have to do a touch-up coat, but not 2 full coats.
We should have discarded this a normal
She's
chair.
so cute. I've missed y'all. Well, we have a whole outfit planned. Like, she's got a Dalmatian shirt. She got a Dalmatian tutu because my girl is all about a tutu. If it comes with tulle, she is a happy camper. Let's see, what else did it come with? It came with a tail. She has the tail on, but she's not going to get to wear the tail to school tomorrow. I have boundaries. I'm going to let her take it in her backpack and let her teacher veto it, so I'm not the bad guy.
But
she has high hopes that her teacher is going to be like, "That's okay, girl. You wear it. You rock that tail." I have high hopes that the teacher is going to be like, "I think it's a bit much. I think it's a bit much. I think it's one step too far." She's going to be the cutest. Mr. Gina says that you're going to be the cutest. I think I am going to black out her nose.
Please don't.
You don't want to? It comes with a puppy nose, but I think that too will be a step too much. But I can black out your nose with a marker.
Please don't.
Okay, if you don't want to, that's cool. I mean, we want to wear a tail that's 2 feet long, but okay, that's cool.
It's fine.
It's fine. So I need an update payment information, but I've tried to sign in and it didn't recognize either one. Oh no! All right, so that's fine. Send. Right now, Messenger is the fastest way to get to me. Email overwhelms me.
What?
Because it does. And things just get lost in the email, and I cannot figure out what settings are sending things in all different places, and I feel like I miss so much in email. So why don't you send me a message if you haven't already? If you have, just let me know that you've sent it, and then I will look for that tomorrow morning. I'm going to do a power hour at the coffee house tomorrow, and try to get some things caught up. I want this to be a little lighter, so we're going to ghost it out. It does need a second coat, not a full coat, but we're going to take our lavender that we've been using. And we're going to ghost it out, which just means we're adding some white to it.
To make it lighter?
Just a smidge. Just a smidge, okay?
Now
a good southern measurement.
Okay, now looking.
A smidge, not quite a tad, okay?
I don't know why it is a tad.
All right, and we're just going to slap on. Literally, we're slapping it on.
Oh,
okay?
please don't slap it on me.
Well, you know what?
What?
Go ask your daddy to come here. Where did he go? Is he outside?
What? Yes. Daddy!
Daddy!
Come here now.
She loves to boss her daddy around. It's hilarious. No, she's doing my dirty work. She's asking you to come here because I asked her to. He's hanging out on the back porch. He's chilling like a villain on the back porch. So do we see the difference between this one and this one? That's ghosted out just a smidge. That's straight from the bottle of lavender. Do not let the bottle fool you. Lavender looks like a light purple, like a lighter purple. No, it's actually kind of dark. You can get to cooking. What time do you need? How long does it need to pressure cook? He's cooking me dinner, but he's afraid of making a lot of noise. And I told him, I was like, huh? You okay? That's fine. He's whispering. He's afraid y'all are gonna hear him. He's precious, and your daddy precious.
Yep, Daddy. You can regular talk.
You can regular talk. There we go. See, it didn't take a full coat. It just needed just a smidge of being ghosted out. Just a little bit of white.
To make it lighter.
Just to make it a little brighter, because it was a little drab.
That's what I was saying. Lighter.
Let's see.
That's
Love the tutu idea. Well, I can't take credit for the tutu idea. I got to give that credit to Amazon because I got the notice that it was 101 day, like last Friday. And I'm a creative mama, but I am, yes ma'am.
Today was actually 98.
Yeah, but because of y'all's snow days that we had to take, it threw the count off, but they wanted to keep the 101 day on the same scheduled day. Yeah. Because that's what the letter that got sent home, that as I was talking, that's what I was just about to say. Yes, ma'am. This is what it's like.
Your hands are white, and your is also white?
My hands are white. You know who also is white? Who is white?
Me.
Yes. Are you talking about being Caucasian?
What?
Your skin color?
No.
What?
The costume.
Oh, the costume. I'm white. Okay, let's.
Dad. What?
I'm white.
Dad, what?
My complexion is white. But she compared it to her white.
On my costume.
On her costume. That's how much my daughter loves me. That's how much she loves me.
Can it please spread us on the bus?
Yes, baby, go. We will talk about your Dalmatian costume tomorrow. She doesn't know how to accept no as an answer. She will try to nickel and dime her way to what she wants. She's going to make a great attorney one day. I had an issue a while back with my payment stopped. I felt bad about being in the studio and no payment, so I left the group. I hadn't messaged you guys. Oh, no, just message me. We get that fixed. Look, half the time I know. It's just it's not high on the to-do list. It should be, shouldn't it? But it's just not about like, I fix them when I finally get down to I don't know how to explain that part. So you took yourself out of the group, Marie Mosley. Because I knew how much you had going. Oh, don't ever feel bad. There's been so many people that have been honest and it's like, hey, my car got stolen. It's never that big of a conversation. I promise you. We keep it real chill in the studio. There's no big, I promise you the bill collector is not coming. Okay. Like, we will get it straightened out without all the stress. I was like, it is the least stressful situation It's honestly more stressful for me having to figure out who I have to email because I feel like the bad guy. Be like, hey, just letting you know your payment didn't go through. I feel horrible when I have to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a good background stencil. It does not have to be the same one that I'm using. It's just one that I have available, okay? It's just fun little filigree, scrolly things. And we're going to stencil this bad boy on here, okay? We're just adding visual interest to our piece. We don't want to have to work too hard. Marie Mosley, I'm still flabbergasted that you dare remove yourself from my presence. I get it. That's integrity. You know what? When I was a little girl, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So if y'all didn't know, I'm a black belt. And I'm very proud of it. Now, I've actually earned my black belt twice because integrity, okay? Integrity. Because my instructor was like, you earned your black belt so many years ago and you were a child. There's so many things that you can learn now, and you will appreciate that black belt even more when you re-earn it. Okay? And I love this man. I do. I would do anything for this man. Mr. Bourgeois. I just loved him. And I was like, you know what? Anybody else telling me that I got to start slap over, I would have been so upset. But, you know, I trust you. And I did. Like, I truly do appreciate. It almost feels like I got a degree, like a college degree. I was like, I appreciate the education that came with re-earning that black belt. Okay, so I say all that to say this. The first time when I was a kid earning my black belt, we were at practice one day. My grandmother was one of the instructors, one of the, I would say, junior instructors. You know, she was still a lower belt, but she was helping the belts lower than her. But she was one of the adults in the room with a bunch of kids. And there were times where we played games at the end that they were skill building games, but they were fun. Okay. Like it was a tag game. I specifically remember it being a tag game. I don't remember all the rules to this game. It was like a freeze tag style game. And if you got tagged, then you were supposed to stop what you were doing, do some jumping jacks or some push-ups or whatever. And then you couldn't unfreeze yourself until you've done that. Well, apparently I was the only kid that followed the rules, and my grandma, and I didn't realize it. I didn't know. I was the kid. I'm a rule follower. You tell me it's a rule, and 100% to this day, I'm going to be like, but the rules, guys. So I was that kid even way back then. So they said the rules were, so I was like, okay, well, that's the rules. Well, I got tagged. Y'all wait, hold on, y'all. Look how beautiful that is. Let's do this. Let's do it again. Second verse, same as the first. So my grandmother, my granny, old Wanda, I remember her taking me to go get ice cream after Taekwondo, and I was like, and we didn't have like the extra money to be going to get ice cream. And I was like, ooh, why did we get to get, and I had 5 siblings, right? Like I was one of 5. So I was like, ooh, why am I getting ice cream and nobody else is? And she explained to me, I was like, I really thought I was getting away with something. And she explained to me, she goes, because you had the integrity to play the game the way it was supposed to be played, no matter, even knowing, and she didn't realize I didn't know that nobody was playing by the rules, knowing that nobody else in that room was playing by the rules. And she goes, I'm just so proud of you. There was nothing in that room that I could give you to reward you. So as far as, she couldn't give me a stripe or anything like that. But she's like, I want to reward you in the way that I know how. And that was literally the life lesson of integrity that stuck with me for the rest of my life. She goes, and And I'm sitting there going, even though I didn't know nobody else was playing by the rules, I continue to play by the rules because Jesus and Santa both are watching. And I tell my kids that all the time. I was like, Jesus and Santa are both watching. You better check yourself. Straighten up. And he catches them every time. I think, Mama, Santa's not real. I was like, I know that. But the song says he's watching, so I don't know. It's still a rule. So, I don't know. It's just a little fun. As we were talking, that little memory just popped up in my head. Now, I haven't thought about that in years. Now it makes me miss my granny. All right. Wha-bam! How pretty! Oh my God, I just love stenciling. It's like a little surprise every time. You know it's going to be fine, but it's like a little surprise every time. So, okay, so what's next? Let's look at this. So far, we went from this to splatter painted frosting and some stenciled cupcake wrapper. I guess that's cupcake wrapper. Let's go ahead and base coat our mask. So let's look at it's going to be the same color as so remember that was lavender. Ghost it out just a little bit. Lavender, ghost it out just a little bit. So we're just going to put a little dollop of daisy, a little bit of white. I'm going to just mix that up. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to use an angle brush. Why? Because I'm fussy painting. Anytime I fussy paint anything, I like to use an angled brush just because it gets in and out of the curves and points and grooves and everything. It's like a little escape artist. I feel like it's the ninja of all brushes. Little angle brush. It gets clean lines. It gets nice, strong points. Now, because you have splattered paint, you will have a little bit of texture. If that bothers you, buff that down with a little bit of sandpaper before you go painting. I'm not too worried about it. This is for me and my friend. And none of us are perfectionists here, right? Perfectionism ruins the fun. Just let yourself have fun. Okay, again, just taking the toe of that brush and kind of just tracing the shape. Taking my time. Take your time and do a good job the first coat. You can slap that second coat on. It's my best tip I could give you for being a better painter is take your time with the first coat of anything you do. Like really take your time, go slow, especially if you have a shaky hand. I have a shaky hand most days. That just comes with the territory of being attached to my body. Everything shakes. But if I take my time, I have a better chance of setting myself up for success, for everything looking really good at the end. If I just kind of slap it on, then unless like kind of the whimsy, I mean, it is a style, but my brain can't unsee. It can't unsee messy. And if messy is the look I'm going for, that's one thing. But if it's not the look I'm going for, my brain just will not let me do it. Like I get very jealous of people who can like just go whoosh. Like I can't even show you because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. Let's see. Hold on. Got to get the light just right. There we go. I'm excited for when we get this completely painted. It's not going to take much longer. That splatter paint was the majority of our time. Now we're just fussy painting on the elements. Oh, Raylan is finally calming down to watch girl that needs some glitter I'm already ahead of you, boo-boo. We got some glitter paint right here. I already thought about that. I was like, you know what? After I saw yours back in Mississippi, I was like, ooh, that needs some glitter. And then you did your full glitter one. Oh, we painted Mardi Gras masks at our girls' weekend in Mississippi at Sheila's house. So we all got together. It was about 8 of us. She invited us all, and we had a blast. I mean, I'm addicted to frothed milk now. I officially can't drink my coffee at home without it anymore. I had to go out and buy me a frother, like a real one, like one where that has a lid and it goes. It's amazing. And I officially can't drink my coffee without it now. It's just lackluster at this point. She had the most amazing coffee setup in her house. I mean, Starbucks could not hold a candle to it. It was amazing. I felt like I had my own personal barista every day. But we all brought a project and shared projects with each other. And I brought a Mardi Gras mask. In fact, I brought this Mardi Gras mask while we're drying. I brought this Mardi Gras mask, and I did not give any instruction. I was like, paint it your style. Whatever you think you would have on your mask in Mardi Gras. Like, we have our own colors, but we also have our own themes. Like, every float is different. What would your float look like, right? And so she did hers. I mean, you could not fit another bit of glitter. Not one shred of glitter could have been fit on that, but she had so much glitter on it. Hey, wait, who is that? Is that Melissa? Marissa, hey, from Kentucky. Let's see. I will have to post it. Yes, you got to post it, and it almost needs to be like a little boomerang over on, like taking the little boomerang of it so it catches all the light because it is glitzy. Hey, how are you doing? You just found me? Well, you need to stick around. We have a bunch of fun over here. We talk a bunch of girly stuff, and we paint, and we make pretty things like this. This is our Mardi Gras cupcake. Now we have, let's see, do I have a little polka dot number? Yeah, I do, but I have 3 colors. How am I going to do this? We're going to do lightest to darkest. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to take our yellow. I bet you I have multiple. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by. I bet you I have extras. They're in here somewhere. I lied. They're not. There. I see them. I'm stuck. I'm getting more polka dot daubers. All right, here we go. I got a whole bag of polka dot daubers. So we're going to use 3 different polka dot daubers because I don't want to have to hand paint. I don't want to have to hand paint a bunch of circles. Especially for 2. Remember, I'm making 2 here. Making 2 separate door hanger attachments. So we're going to take our bright yellow and we're going to put it on our polka dot dauber. Okay. We're going to squish it out. And as I'm squishing, I'm turning. Okay. I'm going to do that same motion. I'm going to do that same motion when I apply. Oh, yep. I figured we were going to have to guess that out. Bright yellow is not my favorite yellow. I like banana cream. I like sunny day. But I wanted this yellow to be as bright as I possibly could get it. But I guess as bright as I can possibly get it still means pastel yellow. Okay, here we go. There's 1. Green, purple. 1. Green, purple. 1. Green, purple. And we're going to do that one right there. It's going to get hidden. Let's see. Green, purple, green, purple that. Okay. And then we're going to go there. Nope. Baby wipe. Hold up. Stand by. That's one too close. There we go. That's the beauty of making sure that everything is dry before you move on to the next step. Means you can do a rescue mission. All right, so there's my yellow beads, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as Raylan Marie would say. And see, let's gonna start here. 1, 2, there, 1, 2, 1, 2, there. Okay, that's green, purple. Start that there. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2. Am I in camera? Okay. 1, 2. There we go. See? Easy peasy, okay? Now, rinse and repeat. Not literal rinse, okay? Because that, we're just going to wrap it in a baby wipe, stick it in some water, do whatever you need to do to keep it wet. I love craftsmanship. We have a bunch of fun over here. Like we do a lot of woodworking and we do a lot of projects as far as some home decor projects. We primarily focus on like home decor as far as like your door decor, shelf decor, ornaments. We like to make all the pretty things. All right, this is straight from the bottle, lavender. This is the same purple we've been using this whole project. And we're going to, this is the one that goes right after each yellow, okay? So we're just going to keep it's just a pattern, okay? Oh, no, Marissa said something earlier. That was a totally different person I was talking to. Let's see. Yes, Sheila, post it on your page. Everyone needs to see it. The world cannot not see that. They need to see it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. It is stunning. Let's see. It goes after the yellow, so we're going to go here. And here. And here. Okay. Okay. Is it starting to take shape? Is it starting to take shape? Do you kind of see where it's going? Okay, so this one's going to be purple. And this one's going to be purple. Purple is my favorite color. So I feel like that's one reason why I really do love like Mardi Gras things. I do love Mardi Gras things because purple, it's heavy in purple. Heavy, heavy, heavy in purple. All right, so okay, so remember, we ghosted out the straight from the bottle festive green, okay? So this color right here, we added white. So I'm pretty sure if we just do straight from the bottle, festive green, we should get a pretty good green that contrasts with that. Let's see. Let's test it out. So I have yet again another clean. Oh, it's kind of streaky. Oh, let's hope. Let's pray, everybody. Pray real quick. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. Now we got to connect the dots here. So this is like 2 strands of beads being connected right there. I just made sure that both of them, because again, my little ADHD brain will not allow the pattern to be broken. So I had to make sure that that bead for this strand was going to be the same color for this strand. It was going to bug the living daylights out of me. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And are we done outside? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the bugs are going to come in now that it's gotten dark outside. Cool. Cool beans. There we go. Again, just connecting the dots. Uh-oh. Need just a little bit more green. I ran out of green on the last little dot. If you paint with me for any amount of time, you'll know that I do not worry about wasting paint. I mean, I'm not very excessive with paint, but if I leave paint on my palette, I'm not sweating over it. Are you doing one under the bottom? No. I guess I can. We'll have to go back and repaint that. No! No, 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 no. No, we're not. No. You're just going to have to accept it without it, Sheila, because that's the wrong color. Hold on. I think we can. I didn't even see it. Now that I can't unsee it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Just go in. Let's just go in. Got to do it on both. It's got to be yellow, though. Okay. Okay. Can we salvage it without having to repaint that purple? I mean, we're going to have to do a second coat on the purple anyways, but I bet you if I get this while it's still wet, I could just baby wipe that yellow up, and I won't have to do such a thick coat of a second coat on the purple. Perfect. There we go. Okay, we were able to salvage it. Oh, man, Sheila, I thought I was going to have to repaint this whole mass, like, from the ground up. Okay, there we go. Good enough. Okay, there we go. Ah, it's coming together. It's coming together, y'all. Okay, let's do a second coat on that mask. It's had time to dry. How are y'all doing? It's Thursday night. Got one more day till the weekend. Do y'all have any plans for the weekend? Y'all gonna chill? It's gonna be really rainy here. It's gonna be super rainy. I don't think it's gonna get cold though. So that's the one good thing about it. It's not gonna get cold. So that means I might get to paint. I might get to sit and paint. I did promise Raylan to paint this weekend, so I don't know what we're gonna paint. But we will have some mommy and me time painting. Oh, that is better. It's not just hanging in the air now. You know, and the template is just hanging in the air. So technically I wasn't wrong. Teaching Friday through Tuesday. Where are you going? Are you teaching at your shop? Or are you traveling again? If y'all notice, I am switching my piece around. I am not trying to keep it stationary like north and south. I'm not trying to keep it up and down and me maneuver around it. I'm letting it maneuver around me. I am a directional painter. I like to paint towards my body. So I will move a piece 1,000,001 times to fit my need. I do not try to fit the piece's need. All right, there we go. That's fully coated. Now let's do this one. Y'all, okay, so I told y'all Mr. Wallace over there is going to be making my dinner tonight.
It's going to be pot roast with veggies and rice.
But no potatoes.
No potatoes.
No potatoes. I'm weird. I don't like potatoes in my roast. I don't mind potatoes cooked on the side. I don't mind roast soaked potatoes. There's something that happens to the roast and the gravy from the potatoes when they cook with it. So I don't mind roast. I don't mind roast and all the veggies cooked with the roast. But when it comes to the potatoes, I want the potatoes cooked separate. It's a texture thing. I'm weird. I am not a picky eater. Am I a picky eater?
No, you're not.
I was gonna say, I say I'm not a picky eater. I really am not a picky eater. But they're like my only picky is when it comes to texture. I'm real funny about certain textures. Like, I don't mind the taste of mushrooms. I don't like the texture of them. I don't like how they fall apart before you even start chewing. And it's just like, food shouldn't do that. God gave us teeth. It's like, mushrooms defy the need of teeth. It's like, I don't know why. My brain's just like, nope, it doesn't belong here. Doesn't belong here. Get it out. It's supposed to snow and drizzle here this weekend, and we can't, we could have a couple of inches. Ooh, yeah, but okay, ma'am, you live in Colorado. You live in Colorado. I'll be in New Orleans Saturday. Ooh, what are you doing Sunday night? What's going on in New Orleans? I want to know. I'm nosy. I want to know.
No, that's next week.
That's next week. It's not the Super Bowl. Graham's like, the Super Bowl. I'm not a football fan, so I wouldn't know when the Super Bowl is. I know when the food's ready. That's all that I know about the Super Bowl. I know when the food's ready. A class out of town tomorrow, and classes in our office Saturday through Monday, and an eye center in town on Tuesday. Girl, you are busy. You are busy. Roxana and I were like, you know who we're missing with the girls trip? You're going on a girls trip. I just got back from a girls trip. They're so much fun. They're much needed. They really are. Felicia, I'm so excited for you. They are much needed. I never really get, actually this last girls trip was my first girls trip ever. Sheila, go Chiefs. I will cheer for you. And oh, Graham's a big football fan. I'm just not. In fact, I watched a game with him the other day for the very first time, and I actually kind of got into it for him. It's like I sat and I enjoyed it with him. Let's see. Oh, this needs to get painted. Okay, so we've already decided that the bright yellow is just, it's no bueno. It's not, there's no coverage there. So we're going to ghost it out with some white. Can we use banana cream or sunny day? Absolutely, we could. But why would we make it easy on ourselves? I had decided that I was going to use bright yellow, and bright yellow we should. We shall. So let's do that. So I'm going to, okay, so Mardi Gras people, do you call these doubloons? Oh, wait, now I can't think of what we actually call them. What do we call them? Doubloons or the coins that they throw at Mardi Gras?
Doubloons.
Yeah, but there's another name for them too.
I don't know about it.
Oh, it's gonna bug me. My family called them something different, and from what I understand, it's like a buggy cart conversation. It's like a pecan conversation. It's like you either call it one thing or another, and everybody thinks the other person is wrong. I'm telling Marie, we both were like, you know who's missing? You know who's missing is Marie. So next time we cannot not tell Marie about this trip. So Marie, you are immediately on the invite list because it just wasn't the time. But we knew you had so much going on. We knew that you had just opened up the second part of your shop. Y'all, she has been a rock star this year. She just opened up the second part of her shop. She has 2 dedicated spaces. One, she has a CPR business that she runs, and she has a paint party business that she runs, and she was running them both out of the same place. And this year, she finally was able to get the adjacent building to her original building. So now she can have them separate. And so we knew that you, like that, we had a whole conversation about it. We were like, we know she probably wouldn't have come in anyways because she's been working so hard on that thing. But you were missed, and you were like, it was like a hole. There was a hole. Just know there was a Marie-sized hole. Marie, you absolutely have to come to the next one. Yeah. At least Roxana, because Roxana was stuck at the airport for what felt like 24 hours because that was right when the snow/ice hit. She got out of Mississippi and to Charlotte. She was stuck in the Charlotte airport for what seemed like 24 hours. She eventually just had to get back on a plane and go back to Mississippi and stay with Sheila for a couple more days. Luckily, she was able to do that. All right, I need a bigger brush because, this is, sorry, give me a second. Working with too small of a brush will cause you frustration. This is not a huge piece, but it's way bigger than a 1/4 inch angle brush. So let's grab a bigger brush that's going to cover a little further. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this flat brush. That's about a 1/2 inch. And I won't have to do as many brush strokes. And I'll get better coverage. It's still going to require, this yellow is horrible. But we're gonna work with what we got. We're gonna work with what we got. Y'all hear Mr. Wallace over there just singing away. Let's see. But at least next time when Roxana gets on a plane, at least you won't be sitting in the airport by herself. because y'all will be on the same plane. Okay, remember, when we're adding coverage, you want to completely dry and reapply. So I'm going to set my brush aside, and I'm going to completely dry and reapply. Y'all don't forget, if you are wanting the complete color list to this project that we're painting tonight, or links to where you can find all the things involving it, involved in making it. Let me use all the English. Put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments, and after I'm live, I'll come back and I'll put a link buffet of all the things, from the color list to where you can find the printable template or the JPEG if you have a laser, or if you would like to order a blank, where you can find the blank from sizes 4 to 24. Just put that word Mardi Gras down in the comments, and I will come back and personally link all the things for you. And you're going to want to stay tuned tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be releasing this. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me, while we're blow drying. This beauty right here. That is going to be our free virtual paint party for February. A couple times a year, we run a free virtual paint party, and it comes with a free template and links to purchase a blank if you prefer the blank. If you don't want to cut it out yourself, you can, I'll also provide you the link for purchasing a blank. But we're going to learn how to paint this spring door hanger in time to be able to use it for spring. So it comes with all the little details of different techniques, some of my favorite things to use. It's a real fun week, and it won't be just this door hanger that we paint. Like, we'll also have other projects that go along with this door hanger to make it a whole set. It'll be so much fun. So y'all mark your calendars for February 19 through 23, 19 through the 23rd. I will release a live schedule closer to time so that you can kind of put some alarms out so that you don't miss any of the lives. But don't worry, if you can't be live with us, you can always catch the replay, and I'm going to email out the links for the replay, so you won't even have to search for those either. But I definitely don't want you to miss the free templates, because it's a cutie, and it was so much fun to paint. I had a blast painting it. They're all live tutorials. I've already got a couple of extra projects to kind of show you how I would, you know, kind of decorate around it. It's just going to be a fun week. Let's see. Is anybody else eating dinner, getting dinner ready? See, Graham's making a roast. What else are we making?
We are doing roast with rice and gravy.
I made the rice. I made it last night with my homemade chicken stock.
And we are going to do a green bean with bacon and garlic and salt and pepper dish.
So green bean, garlic, and bacon. A little goulash over there, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. I forgot you had a hat on. I was about to say, Graham, I don't know about your hair, buddy. I don't know what happened to your hair, but you look like you were stuck in a wind tunnel. I forgot he had put a hat on. He just got his hair cut today. He and the boy went and got haircuts, and now they look like
citizens.
Now they look like someone loves them. The joke was, I was like, "Ooh, both of y'all look like nobody loves you enough to tell you look a hot mess." All right, so that took 3 solid coats of ghosted out yellow. Ghosted out just means we added white to it. So we had bright yellow and we ghosted it out with white. So let's, again, completely dry, but this time we're not going to reapply. Hey, Becca Boo. How are you doing, sweetie? I haven't talked to you since Christmas. How have you been? Y'all are homeschooled, right? I was just about to ask you how's school treating you, but I don't want you to have to tell on your mom. Don't be telling on your mama. A balloon. That doesn't sound right. Like, I know that it's used. I know that it's a word. That I feel like that's wrong. Why do I feel like it's wrong? I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll eventually come to me. Becca Boo says she is good. So Becca Boo is Marie's daughter. Obviously, Becca. She is an amazing artist. She follows in her mama's footsteps. Okay, I told y'all we were only going to be base coating the second one. I will not force you to sit through all the shading and all the things. I'm going to have to talk over the sizzle because, you know, with a good roast, you got to sear all the sides. So he's doing it. All right, we're going to find us an angle brush. There it is. I didn't think I had used it already. You got the iPad? Ooh, I got to send you something. I got a couple of things I'm going to send you, okay? I got to send them to you. I'm so excited. You got an iPad. I'm waiting on that. All right, let's see if this green is dark enough. Okay, so everything is completely dry. I'm going to add some shading, okay? All I'm going to do is take some green, straight from the bottle green. I'm just going to add a little bit of a border. This is a skippable step. So if you're not comfortable shading, I'm going to get you a little closer. If you're not comfortable shading, I totally recommend you skip any of the shading and just use wherever I'm adding some definition. I want you to just use your paint pen. Use it to add definition. Unless I feel like it's absolutely needed, I try not to use my paint pen because shading is one of the skills that I've worked really hard on, and I like to use it whenever I can, which is all the time. This is all the time. So, what size iPad did you get? Did you get the 10? For anybody who is wanting an iPad, I highly recommend sticking with the 10 Air.
I got the wine out, Erica.
He's adding wine to the roast, y'all. I'm so scared. I'm not big on adding red wine to food, but his recipe calls for it, and I'm kind of scared. Because I like roast. We don't have it very often. So I'm scared for it to change and it not be like I've been excited all day about him cooking roast. And he's going rogue on the recipe. I'm getting kind of scared. Like I said, I'm not a picky eater. I'll eat pretty much anything. But my heart goes with the Mississippi roast. It just loves a good Mississippi roast. All right, so I'm just adding some little rolls to the icing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just adding a little definition. Again, totally skippable. Where I'm adding definition, you could totally just add paint pen. Okay, and I'm just doing a light. I'm not adding a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of letting this water and paint just kind of settle in. Now I am going to add, if you're wondering what I'm spraying, this is a spray bottle that I got from Hobby Lobby. You can get them on Amazon too. Got it from Hobby Lobby. It's just a fine mister. A mister as in water, not a mister as in sir. Just a fine mister. And it helps me just water down the paint without having to stick my paint in dirty paint water. In the past, the way I learned how to do this was by sticking my brush in water. But once you stick, even a brush that has this itty bitty little bit of paint on it, right? It's a 9. A 9. 9. Huh, a 9. I bet you it's, okay, so I bet you it is considered a 9. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to look that up. I was just about to recommend a case for it. I know you probably have a case for it, but Target has the most adorable planner cases. The most adorable planner cases that I got one for my mini, but I noticed that there was one that's big enough for the 10-inch. So I bet you your 9 would fit too. But they were a planner case that I was able to use. They're supposed to be for paper planners, but I was like, ooh, I bet you I could put my iPad in this. And I have an iPad mini that I take to church. I use it as an e-reader, and I also use it for church. I take, instead of carrying my Bible, because we go to Sunday school upstairs. My iPad's a lot lighter than my Bible. So I take my iPad mini to church with me, and it's my Bible for church. I read my regular Bible here at the house, but I like to have that one with me so it's not lugging around my big old heavy, old Big Bertha, my big Bible. I'm going to do a little bit, just a teensy bit under some of these, under these beads, just to create a little bit of a shadow. You're barely going to notice them. You actually probably will not see them at all through the camera. Just want a little bit of a, just a little tuck. I call this the Terry tuck. My friend Terry usually reminds me, hey, you forgot, it'll look a lot better if you put a little shadow underneath that such and such. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. So every time I remind myself to do it, I think of Terry. I see her little comment. I just see a little imaginary comment in my head going, hey, that'll look better if you put a little shadow under that. Let's see. Ooh, I smell seared meat. I think we're officially past the noisy part of it. Nope, I lied. Okay, just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. No, but we do get to move on to another color. I see. By any chance, do you have a magnolia door hanger template in your shop? I do. I do, Cindy. I will link that. Here, let me write that down, because if I don't write it down, write this down. Take a little note. Let's see. Oh, Cindy Carrier. Magnolia. How can the girl with magnolia tattoos not have a magnolia design, right? Yeah, I got you, boo. Now we are officially moving to a new purple. Okay, so we've used lavender on all things purple here, right? We're going to shade with dioxazine purple. Purples are funny. Like, you can ghost them out. And unless we didn't ghost this out too terribly much, so it's not really going to shade a whole lot if I use the straight from the bottle lavender. So I'm going to bust out its darker cousin, dioxazine purple. Okay. We're going to do our cupcake liner first, just because it's going to show you the most transformation here. Okay. Now, this little sandwich that it's making with the base coat, the stenciling, and the shading, this is when shading really makes a huge difference, is when you have like polka dots or stripes or some kind of visual interest on your background, okay? It really makes a huge difference when you're separating the foreground from the background. Now, I will say, when Mr. Wallace cooks, it gets smoky. So if y'all feel like it's getting too smoky, y'all let me know and I'll open the back door. He cooks with high heat. He is by trade a griller. That is his preferred form of cooking. And so he's just used to having all that smoke. So sometimes he doesn't notice it until he steps out of the room. And I don't see the smoke yet. I don't see it getting smoky. But I know bacon is involved. And anytime he makes bacon, it gets smoky. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet. But I've heard a lot of sizzle. There has been a lot of sizzle involved. So, just preparing myself for a little bit of haze. All right. So there's, all right. Ooh, this is going to be fun. I can do a side-by-side comparison. Let me back up just a little bit. Do you see that wrapper versus that wrapper? How this is kind of flat. And this has got a little bit of dimension to it. It's got a little shadow, got a little depth. I used to have it, but I can't find it. I need to get one again. I have a customer wanting it for her shop. Well, okay, so if you purchased it in the shop, I bet you we have the history of it, and I can just resend you the email from your original. I'll search for that, okay? I'll search for that. Let me do original purchase. Question mark. Okay. All right. I got a note. I got you, boo. I got you, boo. I'm glad you got the reference, Marie. You, since you weren't in the studio, because my girl's got integrity over there. That song kept pop. Was it in the studio? Was it? It may have been Mystery Monday this week. All right, again, we're just using the dioxazine purple to add some depth to the mask, okay? And I kept saying, write this down. It just kept popping in my head. It's not like I've heard the song recently. I haven't. I have not heard the song recently. But it's one of those songs, like, I'm one of those people that anything can remind me of a song, and it physically hurts not to start singing it. I know for some people that's annoying. I try to keep it to myself. Like a lot of times you'll just see me doing this number, and that's because something you said reminded me of a song, and I'm trying not to annoy you with it. Because I know that I had a friend that she was a trooper for a long time, but eventually I keyed in on every time I would do it, you would just see this look on her face. She was like, you could see her like taking a deep breath to not punch me in the face. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I get it. My son does it too. Poor baby. He's just his mama's child. I set him up for failure on that one. But Hayden and I are a lot alike on a lot of things. So, I mean, I can't necessarily. Ooh, look at the shadow on that. Now, we do need to let that completely dry because our brush is wide enough if I were to do the under eye, because I do want to do a little under eye liner right there, okay? But my brush is wide enough that it will interfere with what I just did here. Now, luckily, what we're doing right now is the lightest little layer of water that's here, okay? It doesn't take but a second to dry. My computer died, and I can't find the file. Oh, girl, I got you. I got you. I said, you're not alone, sister. I, too, bust out in song and bust out a song at the drop of a random word. I'm telling you. There is a specific word. Oh, I taught my son this one too, and I didn't realize it until one day it annoyed me. I was like, I am trying to tell you something. And I finally got a dose of my own medicine. But the word remember. Does anybody remember the Michael Jackson song? Do you remember the time when we fell in love? That one? Anytime someone says the word remember, that song immediately plays in my head. Every time. Every time. And my son had never heard that song other than me just randomly singing it. Every time, remember. Every time he said the word remember, and I go, and I just sing it under my breath. It's not like I make it a part of the conversation. I just go, do you remember time? And eventually I realized he was singing it too. He was singing it too. And I'm like, this baby doesn't even know this song. So eventually I had to educate him on where this reference comes from. But, and now he loves the song. Oh, and, okay, so I love Billy Joel. Another bust out and song moment is when you say in the middle, like in the middle of the night or in the middle of a story or in the, in the middle. Anytime you say in the middle, Billy Joel, in the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep. That, yep, every time. Every time. 100% of the time, always. Always. There's so many little, if y'all haven't noticed this before, you will, I just have to inform you now. Your friend is a quirky person, okay? She's just quirky, okay? She's got some quirks. That's just one of my biggest ones. Y'all pray for Mr. Wallace over there. He has to live with me. Luckily for me, he is an extremely patient man. Extremely. All right, so I am going to add just a little bit of shading. I'm not going to do as heavy, but I do want a little bit. I just don't want it to be blank up there. It is a free edge. I always do shading on the free edges. It's just my brain won't let it not. It's like it just won't let it be naked. I can't let it be naked. So I just do a little light, just a little light layer, a little barely there layer. I'm not trying to completely outline it like a coloring book. I just want it to have a little bit of depth. Just a little bit. I'm feeling it needs a little. Let me do something real quick. Yeah, that's better. I had my brightness down so low I really couldn't see. I thought you couldn't see it at all. You can see it a little better than I was giving it credit for. I like to keep my brightness on my phone real low because I'm not trying to kill my eyes. All my glasses, I wear glasses regularly. Or usually, that's the word I was looking for. How is work going? Work's going pretty good. We've got a good group of students this year. I mean, we had an amazing group of students last year too. But these kids are really, like, they're just an amazing group. They work really hard. I've got a couple that I work with a little closer than others. And it's not necessarily because they're academically behind. It's a little bit of a social skill thing. So I work on some social skills with them and some learning habits. But other than that, yeah, no, they're doing really good. And I'm so stinking proud of them. I wish there weren't rules where I couldn't tell you things, but there's so many things that I wish I could just publicly brag about. But they're just amazing. I know they're 14 and 15 years old. He's not nosed teenagers, and everybody should be like, ugh, when they walk in there. But they're amazing. And they have their days. They have their days where they wear Miss Wallace out, but I get a good break. Have you started the house yet? Oh, let's not. Oh, that's such my heart. No, we have not. We have not started the house yet. Where is my thingy? Where's the thingy? Nope, here it is. That's what I was looking for. I need a smaller brush, a little detail brush. No, we have not. Okay, so we have gone back and forth on should we go ahead and start? Do we wait? It was like we could have started a year ago, but then we'd be paying just as much interest as house. And we're at a point where we're like, we can't justify the increase in, like, we can't justify in our brains when we have a perfectly good house that we're living in. We can't justify the interest rate. because what we don't plan to get rid of this house. Okay, we plan to keep it, but so we're not in a rush to like move. I just want to have my space because let's be real. Your girl's painting in the dining room. She's ready to have her own space again. And I wish I could just say, "Hey, I'll go work in my garage." But I mean, I live in Louisiana. It's just the weather is too unpredictable to set it up. I mean, it's just so much work to set up a space that you're only able to use for like 4 months. All right, that is not the brush I want to use. That is not working well for me. Ooh, I smell garlic. Ooh, y'all. I love how my man loves to use garlic. It is amazing. It is amazing. I love garlic. It's one of my favorite. Anything that wrecks your breath is my favorite. Like, I love garlic. I love onion. I love cilantro. Cilantro is one of my favorite. I could literally put cilantro on anything. And I know some people are like, ew, cilantro. I'm like, I'm telling you, it is the herb straight from God's garden. Like, he sent it like, I feel like he said, Erica is coming, and I need this herb to be completely and utterly at its peak, and I feel like it is. I feel like cilantro is at its A game. It is the best. It's my favorite. And I hope my taste buds never change to where, because you know your taste buds change. I hope, because I love cilantro that much. And basil. I love basil that much too. Like, those are my 2 favorite herbs. I hope my taste buds never change to the point where all of a sudden I find them disgusting. Like, that would be devastating. Okay, there we go. I'm just fussy painting in this fleur-de-lis because on our doubloons, 9 times out of 10 have a fleur-de-lis. Nine times out of 10. And if they don't, they should, because a fleur-de-lis is just too pretty not to have it. I love cilantro. Heavy salsa with, ooh, Marie got my mouth watering over here. We had, the kids love it. Chips and salsa is one of their favorite after school snacks. I should buy stock in Tostoni's chips and on the border salsa, because they can go through. I have to get it at Sam's. They eat it so much. That's like one of our Sam's purchases each week is basically a gallon of salsa. Basically, I mean, all of us eat it. I mean, it's not just the 2 kids. I mean, Graham and I, if we have a craving while we're watching a movie at the end of the night, even if we just eaten dinner, usually we're just like, hey, I'm gonna go make me a quick small plate of nachos with some salsa. Let's see, I need a little detail brush. This is probably way too small. We shall see. We just have this little, oh no, it's perfect. Little tails. From what I remember, if I remember this correctly from Louisiana history, fleur-de-lis is based off of a flower. I want to say, is it a lily or an orchid? I can't remember. That's how it got its shape. It's based off of a flower. I could be totally wrong. Could be totally wrong on that. All right, there we go. That's the only part that I knew I was gonna have to fussy paint, like truly fussy paint. Hold on 1 second. Oh. All right. So I think putting a little bit of highlight in each one of those. Let's grab our angle brush again, the one that we did all the shading with. I'm just gonna highlight with white. Okay, we're gonna make it even across the board. All the beads are getting a little bit of white. You know, we have, huh?
Smell good?
It smells amazing. Are you making garlic bread?
Nope.
Something smells bready.
The wine.
The wine smells bready. Like it smells like bread. Told y'all he added wine to the roast. I'm still flabbergasted at that, but okay. Okay, y'all see that? See the little glare? It's just a little bit of white. We're adding it just like, and I'm gonna do a fine mist. We're adding it just like our shading. Okay. And I'm adding it to the same angle of each bead. Okay. That had a little funky tail to it. All right. Like I said, I'm just adding just a little bit of white. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. And if you've painted with me for a while, anytime I say we're going to add a little black, I say proceed with caution because it can be very overpowering if you add too much. This is one of those times where white can be a little overpowering if you add too much. So I'm adding it in the same process, same technique as I would shading. Little glistening of water. See, that's a little much, so I'm going to take my baby wipe and just wipe it away while it's still wet. Give it a little gleam, just a little gleam. And the trick is getting the water light enough. Okay, you don't want it to be sopping wet, otherwise your paint that you're adding is going to do nothing but run. Oh, look at all that little light. Oh, I love it. Now you can also take a liner brush and go in with a liner brush. It's just sometimes when you do that, it can be a little heavy. So I like the shaded look of the white, the highlight. So we're going to do a little bit to the mask in the deepest curves, okay? Just in the deepest curves to add just a little bit of highlight. Nothing overzealous. Yeah, we don't want to get overzealous with it. Just a little highlight, just a little in the deepest curves to show a little bit of lift. Okay. I do want to add a little bit to this doubloon, although we forgot to do some shading, but we'll go ahead and add our highlight to it. Usually I always add highlight last. Oh, I probably need to let that dry first. I didn't completely dry that. So let's let that dry. All right. We're getting so close to being done with this. Oh, let me go ahead and turn my Ryobi heat gun on. So I have this one. This is the one I have. If you put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments, I will make sure to link that exact one in case you're in the market for a cordless heat gun. Hot glue gun. Sorry, I have the heat gun as well. In case you're ever in the market for one, I highly, highly, highly recommend that, especially if you're a teacher. I highly recommend it for teachers. A lot of us painters are teachers. We paint in our fun time. And so I highly recommend it because a lot of teachers like to use the hot glue guns to hang their decor in their room. And that one's cordless and it's light and it heats up really, really fast. All right, so while we're waiting on my heat gun to heat up, let's go ahead and add a little bit of shading to this. So I'm going to take the same color that I did here. This is Marigold. And I'm just going to go just lightly around. I don't want it to be, again, I don't want to outline it like it's a coloring book. I'm just adding a little bit of dimension, just a little bit of shadow to show that this thing is not a flat object. Lori, you messaged me? What? Like just now? Just now? I'll go check it. I'll go check it. Is it time sensitive? Tell me if it's time sensitive. Oh, it's a surprise. I like surprises. I really don't like surprises.
No, she doesn't.
You hear Grammy goes, no, she doesn't. No, ma'am. It's been a minute. It's been, oh, well, then I'll have to go dig for it. Okay, I'll go look. I'll go look. Let's see. I think we're at a, ooh, hurry up and, ooh, it's warm. It's warm. I touched it. All right, so I don't know if you've gotten a glimpse of these. I'm going to bump back. Look. Okay, so I'm so glad we did 2 of these. I'm so glad. Okay, so there's this one. And there's this one. Okay, now the only thing that's different other than the shading and the highlight is I did not fussy paint that yet. But do you see the difference? Hold on, let me move my, I don't know if there's a good I don't know if there's a good angle for me to move myself out of the way. Oh wait, I can't do that. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Go layout, and I want to go here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my bad. So I don't know if there's a good way for me to show you both without my face in the way. Okay, so there we go. So do you see how this one has just more oomph to it, and this one's just flat? Okay, nothing wrong with this one. Okay, nothing wrong with this one. If you're not comfortable quite yet, one, I highly recommend that being a goal. Okay, I highly recommend highlighting and shading being a goal that you work on this year. But if you're not there yet, and there's nothing wrong with that, what I recommend is you bust out a 3M paint pen, Posca paint pen in size 3M. And I recommend you go in and add some definition lines. If you look at the mock-up, which will be linked in the link buffet, if you put the words Mardi Gras down in the comments, it comes with all the things of how you can find everything that I used here, plus where to find the designs. I incorporate all the paint pen lines, okay? So there's cheat sheets in there, but I always teach how to do the shading, okay? Okay, good chat. The shading is always amazing, right? It just brings it to life. And it's not a lot of work. It's an itty bitty bit of paint, an itty bitty bit of water, and just a little bit of extra time, right? So there we go. I'm just going to set this one off to the side because we're done with it for right now until I wake up in the morning and I finish shading that one. My cupcakes are always the best. I love a good cupcake design. I feel like cupcakes never go out of style. And you can make a cupcake for every season. And I pretty much do have a cupcake for every season. Honestly, because they're my favorites. Cupcakes, popsicles, ice cream cones, gnomes. I'm kind of throwing bears in there. Over the last year, I've been designing with a bunch of bears, and they've been fun. It does need a little bit of glitter. Y'all ready for some glitter? I've got Craft Twinkles here in crystal. It's just clear paint with iridescent glitter. You need to get something to hang your cupcakes in the back. I know. Well, okay. If I wasn't in my dining room, I would have them up year round. I have a rose gold. My favorite metal is rose gold. I have a rose gold Christmas tree that I bought a couple years ago. It's in my she shed out in the back. And I have it for just that reason. Oh, Teresa, everybody loves the popsicles. I'm telling you, I started doing the popsicles. Like everybody had like a red, white, and blue popsicle. Like that was the popsicle of the OG popsicle, right? I'm just throwing some glitter on this mask because if you've ever been around Mardi Gras, the mask is the fanciest part, okay? It just needs some glitter. And now that we've got shading and all the things on there and everything's dry, we can do some fancy glitter on top. It doesn't need to be thick or full coverage. It just needs to have a little extra glam to it. But yeah, no, the popsicles, oh, I haven't done a popsicle in a while. I need to, what's a popsicle that y'all would like to see? If you haven't seen my popsicles yet, they're similar to my cupcakes. Like they just have a theme to them. And I mean, I add as much to them as I possibly can. I try to go one step less of not being a recognizable popsicle. Like if I look at it and I'm like, I think I covered up too much of the popsicle, I have to take something away, I'm devastated. Every month, I'm so excited to see if there's a new popsicle. Well, Teresa, I will make sure February is already designed. So I can't sneak one in February unless I do a freebie. Unless we do a freebie, but we already have one freebie coming. So we've got that one. Y'all don't forget. Put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments, and I'll make sure to link to where you can get all the stuff for our free virtual paint party as well. You get a free template, and you get the supply list. You get the JPEG, and then you get put on the mailing list for when we start. Oh, I don't think I've done an Easter popsicle yet. A Valentine's. I don't know if I even have a Valentine's one. I want to say I do. I'm going to have to go in the archives. Back to school. I do have a back to school. We did one last year. Back to school. But I don't think I have an Easter one. That's a good one. You got it, ma'am. You got it. All right, so this is that's the glitter. We're still not done. That was not the extra step that I promised you. I told you there was going to be a fun extra step to this one. And my glue gun is officially past the point of being ready, okay? It is ready. I feel like I need to add a little glitter to the beads too. What do y'all say? Glitter to the beads? I'll add it after we do this next step. But glitter to the beads or no? I'll do whatever y'all tell me to do. But first, we're going to do our extra step. So it gives y'all time to vote. Oh, there he goes with the chips. There he goes with the chips. The loudest chip eater this side of Texas. So there we go. Oh, look at the glitter. Ah! Okay, so Lori says, yes, glitter all the beads. All the beads. Okay. So that's one vote for yes. So in the meantime, I have this. I got this from Hobby Lobby. No. Hello, Hobby. Hello, Hobby. I got these from Walmart. These came from the craft section in Walmart. There's also some at Dollar Tree, but you don't get the traditional purple, green, and yellow. You do get like a minty green. You do get a kind of purple, but they're not exact, but they are fuzzier. And so like just whatever your heart desires. Whatever makes your heart happy. I highly recommend adding actual feathers to it. So let's do that. So these are going to be really big. I'm going to try and find some smaller ones. Oh, no, that's a big purple. I think they're all kind of big. Okay, so we're going to, that's a pretty small yellow one. Nope. Let's do that purple. Let's see. Oh, that green. Okay. Let's see. I have extra here, so let's see if I can fluff this up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Go there. Let's see. Okay, so we are going to be trimming this because obviously our mask does not need that big of a feather. But let's do about 2 to 3 inches. So we're going to trim these. I'm going to do these at different heights. I don't think I want them all the same height. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we glue. So I'm going to cut them about 4 to 5 inches. So that way we have a little bit of gluing room. Actually, let's just go for it. All right, there we go. So I cut them pretty much in half. Okay. So we're going to do I want the purple to be in the middle because the mask is purple? Do I want it to be on the edge and put the yellow on the outside for some contrast? What do you think? You made winter snowflake wishes for this time frame. Winter snowflake wishes for this time frame. I don't see. Oh, Sheila's on my website. Sheila's over there. Oh, okay, that was the popsicle. Okay, so this time last year, I did the winter snowflake wishes. Gotcha. Okay, I had to like in my brain. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean that? No, we're talking Valentine's, not Easter. Like we're not talking. Okay, totally had to track with you on that one. Okay, so now we're going to put. Need a glue stick. Glue stick. A healthy, pretty much unhealthy amount of glue. And I'm just going to lay them haphazardly. That seems about right. Let's flip it around. Yes. Little lower. Okay. So let's just, oh, perfect. I'll have to go back and like reinforce them, but I love where, hot glue. Hot glue. Oh, gonna have a scar there. No, I'm good. It's hot glue. It's just a hazard of the craft over here. Hazard of the job. Okay, so I'm just gonna reinforce these a little bit. Let's say, y'all see the steam? It's hot. Okay, there we go. We are done. We can turn it off. It does automatically turn off when the battery runs out. So that is the good thing about it being battery operated. It will automatically just turn itself off when the battery dies. So it's not like a fire hazard, like your corded ones. I'm telling you, they're amazing. Okay. Probably one of my favorite craft tools, like legit tool. Oh, look, it just, so much fun. It's got a little feather. Oh, I love it. Okay, I can't lay it down. I can't lay it down. Hold on. Let's see. Because the glue is not completely dry. No, I got it. There we go. Boom. There we go. Just prop it up on a paint bottle. Fancy, right, Marie? Purple in the, I did it. Yes. I didn't even see purple in the middle. All y'all were saying purple in the middle, and I just threw them on there. Like, it was getting to a point where I was stressing out about it. I just started slapping them on. So we did good. We did good. All right. What do y'all think? Okay. Y'all did say glitter on the, y'all did say glitter on the beads. So let's do that. Let's do that. It won't take but a second because we already had the glitter out. So let's do glitter over. It'll just be a little glitz. Just a little glitz. I saw it. I'm going back. I knew someone was going to say something. You missed one. Because y'all look out for your girl. Okay, here we go. Oh, gosh. I'm so excited. I'm so glad we picked Mardi Gras. Doesn't mean we're not going to paint Valentine's Day. It just means Mardi Gras came first. I couldn't decide. With them being side by side on the calendar this year, I just could not decide which one. And I feel like we painted Valentine's Day last year for sure. But I want to say we painted a mashup of Valentine's and Mardi Gras. So I didn't want to do that again. I know for a fact we did because I know I've seen my heart that's Mardi Gras themed. I know we did. And I might throw that out there too because I know that came with a free template. I might do that. If I can find it. If I can find all the things pertaining to it, like the link to the video, because I would hate to just throw the thing out and a picture of my finished product and not be able to show y'all how I made it. But I know I painted it live. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. We got to seal this thing and get some Velcro on it, and then we're done, girls. We're done. Done, son. Let me see. What do y'all think? I'm not okay. I'm so used to them having their own time to shine, and I'm not. I'm not a big Mardi Gras goer. I do appreciate a good parade, but the parades have just gotten so they're not dangerous. Not where I'm at. They're not dangerous, but they are just so, it's just a lot of work. Like a lot of work to get your spot. Now, once you get there, though, they're so much fun. And that people put so much work into the floats. I'm just touching this up because it is very streaky and it's going to bother me if I throw sealer over something that looks half done. So I'm just throwing a little bit of a second coat there. I like to go just to see the artwork on, like, the floats are massive and they're just so well done. And they're different every year. Like, people completely strip now there's some that you see year after year after year, but the parades pick a theme and all the floats have to strip their frames down, and they pick their float's theme to go in with the parade's theme. So it's like a train of cars that are like all kind of flow together. It's really cool. Like, I just love the way that we do it here. You did a free Mardi Gras Valentine's Heart last year. That's what I thought. Like, I know I did it, and I almost know where I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look, and maybe I'll throw it on my page, and it's still a free template. Yeah, it is still a free template. I'm so excited, y'all. This is why I don't paint at night. Your girl's getting tired. I saw it too. I don't have a Mardi Gras popsicle? Well, let's add that to 2025's list. Gosh, the things that we come up with while we're live. All right, I think we're completely dry. I think we can seal. Oh, okay. So my favorite sealer for brush on is Liquitex. Okay, I like Liquitex and I like Minwax Polycrylic for brush on. Those are my two favorites. I very rarely stray from either one of those. I really do. I just really do trust them. Let's see if I can do this without making a massive avalanche of things falling on me. Okay, so I need a new sealer tray. I need a new sealer tray. So I'm just going to put a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. I'm going to take this brush. I like to use this brush for my sealer. I don't put it in dirty paint water. I try not to put it in dirty paint water. I take a section at a time. Now, here is my caveat to brush on sealer. If you use paint pen, proceed with caution. There are some tips and tricks, and I share them within my paint studio of how to avoid smearing your paint pen with brush on sealer. There are a couple of tricks that you can do, but honestly, even with tips and tricks, brush on sealer and paint pen are not best friends. They will reactivate each other. Like, brush on sealer reactivates paint pen. Paint pen is nothing but watered down paint, acrylic paint. Hey, Monica. And so if you have a liquid brush on sealer, all it's going to do is make that watered down paint inside that pen that you put on your project, it's going to make it wet again and it's going to smear 100% of the time. So the best thing that you can do is just proceed with caution. Lightly go over it a little bit with some sealer, one stroke. Like, try not to go over it that second stroke. Try not to go over it with that second stroke. Try to knock it out in one stroke, okay? Let it completely dry. And then go back in and do a full coverage, okay?
I kind of really like it.
You kind of really like it.
Okay.
What?
Okay, I actually really like it.
You really like it?
Yeah, what's that?
Hey, did you take your AR test today?
No.
You didn't? Are you going to take it tomorrow?
I hope.
You hope?
Yeah.
Okay. Our goal was to take an AR test every day this week, and she got nervous. Did you bring your book home?
No,
Yeah?
No, I keep forgetting.
It's in her desk. Okay. She got nervous with this one. She's done really good the first two books, and then we read our third book.
Can we please read a third book?
Maybe just take the test on this one. You've already read this one. If you don't, hey, look, you don't pass it, we just move on to the next one. The good thing is this isn't for a grade.
Did I read it?
Well,
You read it to me.
Well, this one I did read to you, but you comprehended it. Half of reading is comprehension, right? Someone back me up here.
She's weird.
Okay, so so if you notice, I turned this 90 degrees, so I did north and south. Oh, I remember AR. I hope she's enjoying it. She loves reading. She really does. She loves reading, but
Sometimes it's hard.
it's hard, right? So if you notice, while I was sealing, I did all of it one way, and then when I went in for I always use 2 coats. When I did my second coat, oh, you're so sweet. I love you. When I went in for my second coat, I turned it on its side and I went the opposite direction. That's just my funky way of making sure that I get every inch of this design. My biggest fear is that I'm going to seal it and I'm going to miss this much of it, and that's where it's going to start chipping because there's nothing protecting it. This acrylic paint does not have a sealer in it, so you've got to seal it. Now, there are some acrylic paints that do have a sealer built into them, but they have a totally different consistency. So I don't like mixing those brands. Like if it has a sealer in it, I don't like using it with my acrylics that don't have a sealer in it. Like Folk Art. Folk Art, one of their lines has a sealer built into it. I think it's their multi-surface paints. They have one that has a sealer built into it. Well, I probably would not use multi-surface paints with Folk Art's multi-surface paints with my Deco Art matte acrylic. If that makes sense. Okay, so we're cutting a piece of Velcro. This is industrial strength Velcro. You can get it at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, all the places. It's, Amazon. It's nothing special about it other than it's industrial strength, okay? It is the strongest Velcro that you can get as far as like retail, and it does the trick. Now, I typically like to go out to my porch leaner, and actually, Raylene, can you do mommy a big favor? My porch leaner's inside because we had a storm not too long ago, and I just never brought it back outside. Can you bring me my porch leaner?
What? What did it?
The big thing that says "Welcome" over there.
I don't know how to spell welcome.
Graham, can you bring me my porch leaner real quick? AR every night here, as long as you do your best, you're good. That's it. Thank you, Monica. Monica said, as long as you do your best, you're good. That right there, the big thing that says welcome.
Oh my gosh.
So the way I like to see, thank you. Thank you for having my back. Yep, that one. Okay. So we're going to go full screen here. Well, as full screen as I can go real quick. Okay. Y'all say hi to Bob.
Is that a?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So here's my porch leaner. And I have on this porch leaner right here, I have a piece of Velcro. It's stapled on. Now, I like to have this stapled on, okay? 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to staple my attachments, okay? I'm just going to use the industrial strength Velcro. Okay, I'm going to stick that on there. So all I did was I just stuck it Velcro to Velcro. And I'm going to put, can I finish what I'm saying real quick? Okay. I'm going to position this the way that I want it to right there. If you want to push it, is that what you want to do?
No, I want to put it on and push it.
Oh, well, baby. Okay, push, 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 push. And that's how I know that I have it pretty much centered to my piece, okay?
It's hot.
It's hot because I just blow dried it. Cool. Thank you, ma'am. And now the Velcro is on the back, perfectly placed to this. 9 times out of 10, if you just eyeball the center, you're going to get it, right? It's not that big a deal. But that's how I like to try to attempt to get the center as best as I can.
Welcome.
Okay, so I think, girls, I think we're done. Did y'all enjoy this one? I enjoyed this one. I am so excited that we painted it. I think it was a bunch of fun. I thought it had a bunch of little nuggets that you could take away and go apply it to anything else that you paint, especially the highlight that we did today. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you?
Can I show them the pattern?
What's the pattern?
It's
she wants to shift.
purple, green, yellow, purple, green, yellow, purple, green, yellow, purple.
Good job. You identified the pattern. High five. All right. Go finish your movie or go play in your room, okay? Until
I finished.
I know, but can you go do either one of those
Right
until Daddy's
now.
done dinner? So, okay. It was great. Glad I caught you tonight. Yay! Okay. So every Thursday, unless I post otherwise, every Thursday we will go live. I don't know exactly the time. We just play it by ear depending on my school schedule because I do help out at a local school here in a reading program. And then also, which is what we have going on here in the Wallace house. But Thursdays are the days that we go live. I always post the live time in my stories, so keep up with the stories. If you stay in tune with the stories, you will stay in tune with the schedule. Don't forget, mark your calendars. February 19th through 23rd, we will be doing the Hello Spring free virtual paint party where you get a free design. If you put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments, that will be included in the link as well. The link to where you can get the design, where you can get the blank for tonight. I painted a 10-inch door hanger attachment, if you were wondering. And the paint list of everything that we used, including the Ryobi hot glue gun and all the things. It's just put the word Mardi Gras down in the comments. And wait, marked. Oh, colander, marked. Gotcha. Okay. Y'all, I'm ready for dinner now. I can smell all the good things and my brain is completely distracted. So until next time, which will be Monday for our Mystery Monday Design With Me session at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, right back here on Wallace House Designs. I will see you later. Bye.